AMAC on the mix. Ugh.
Yo, what up, guys? AMAC here, and today I'm going to take a little break from talking about the technical aspect of things and talk to you guys about pushing yourself outside of your comfort zones. A lot of times, people will hit me up and tell me they got offered some kind of really cool opportunity, but they're scared, they're not ready for it, and they're unsure if they're going to take it. I'm going to tell you right now, greatness does not come from you not pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. It does not come from you not taking risks. Most of my growth in my career has come from me grabbing myself and being like, off this cliff alley, off that cliff alley, figure it out while you're in the air. I got my start working at a small venue in South Philly called the legendary Dobbs doing live sound. And when I went in for that interview, I'd probably done live sound maybe 1 or 2 times before, but I was like, hey, I'm Allie. I'm definitely a professional live sound engineer, and I can definitely do this job. They wanted to interview some more people so they could sub us out from time to time, and I told them, please don't interview anyone else. I want every single gig. And that's what happened, and I worked there for years. I went on to work all over Philadelphia. I went on tours, I tour managed, I DJ'd, I sold merch. I didn't know how to do any of those jobs before I decided to do them as well. Before I tour managed for the first time, I barely even knew how to make a spreadsheet, but I figured it out. After doing some smaller tours, doing all of that, I eventually got on a bigger tour doing just front of house sound at venues bigger than I had ever done sound at before, on boards I had never worked on before, but I was like, for sure, sign me up. I'll never forget the first time the bus went into a stadium, and I was like, man, I really just have no idea how this is going to go or what I'm doing here. I really winged it like that whole tour, and how I got through it was just by talking to the house sound crews, asking them questions whenever I could, and I got better every show. I did great on that tour. And after that is when I decided that I wanted to move across the country to LA to pursue being a studio engineer. And when I got out here, I had a great live sound resume at that time, but as far as studio went, I had only recorded people in my bedroom. I didn't even have a template. I probably wasn't even really using playlists at that time. But I was walking into every situation like, what up? I'm Allie, definitely a professional studio engineer. I can record your songs. I can definitely mix them too. And the first studio that I ever worked out here, I got the opportunity to be able to hang out there for a few days with my mentor, and I got to know the owner of the studio a little bit. And eventually I asked him if he'd be down to have a meeting with me about a job, and he agreed. He just told me that he was going to really want to see my template, and like I just told you a few seconds ago, I did not have a template. So I went home, and off of memory from watching him, I built a template as similar to his as I could remember. And when I went in for this meeting, I showed it to him, and his words were, oh, cool, yeah, it looks a lot like mine. And he listened to some of the work I had done, and, he decided to give me a shot, and he put me on the call list. I've definitely been using that template in every session I've ever done since then. Now, I really want to stress what I'm saying here isn't that you should pretend to know things that you don't know. Before I got that tour, I had done sound for thousands of bands on hundreds of shows, but I still wasn't prepared really to do sound for those bigger venues, but I had an idea of what I needed to do. The same with recording. I had recorded a lot of people in my home studio, but never under this much pressure and never having to move this fast. You're never gonna be prepared to do sound in a stadium until you do sound in a stadium. You're never gonna be prepared to record someone you grew up listening to until you record someone you grew up listening to. What I'm just trying to stress the most here is that push yourself out of your comfort zone so much that you have no choice but to figure it out. Opportunities do not always come your way. Take them when they are offered to you. The worst that happens is, you try again the next day. The first mixes the label ever offered me, I didn't get chosen for those mixes. I learn from my mistakes. I wake up and I keep going. The end of the day, just be fearless in your pursuit of greatness. Step out of your comfort zone today. And that's all I got for y'all. Peace.